Hi everyone, my name is Kayla. Welcome back to Kay's Hidden Shelf, where we talk about books. Today I'm going to share with you my spoiler-free review for Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is the sequel in the Bloodsworn Saga, and I was able to receive a e-arc from the publisher and author via NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. This also did publish on April 12th, I believe, so this is going to be a bit late, but better late than never. So Hunger of the Gods is the sequel to The Shadow of the Gods and is part of the trilogy that John Gwynne has planned. Now, this world captivated me from The Shadow of the Gods right off the bat, and it continues in The Hunger of the Gods. Before the story starts, however, we get a nice recap of The Shadow of the Gods, along with a character list and Norse terminologies. These are great for reference throughout the book, but also having that recap of The Shadow of the Gods was a nice way to ease back into the story and get a nice reminder of what happened previous to The Hunger of the Gods. Now, since this is a sequel, please be mindful that there may be spoilers for The Shadow of the Gods, though I am going to try and keep this as minimal as possible. The Hunger of the Gods is gritty, it's immersive, it was captivating. I was so happy to get back into this Norse-inspired epic fantasy. There was so much that I loved about it in The Shadow of the Gods, and it just continues in The Hunger of the Gods. Now, I will say that we also get 2 extra points of views in addition to Orca, Alvar, and Varg from The Shadow of the Gods. Now, I won't say the names of the characters that we get additional points of views from, but I will say that they do give some insight into the villain's perspective of this story. Seeing the perspectives of the villains just adds a layer of depth to the story, as well as we get to see more of the characters we had seen previously in The Shadow of the Gods. So the 2 new points of view are from characters we've seen previously, but I'm just not going to name them. Now, I will also say that seeing Orca, Alvar, and Varg in this one was fantastic. We get more character development for them, and where Orca was my favorite character previously, and she's still my favorite character, Alvar and Varg definitely got a boost in this one, I found. I really enjoyed their development, the story, and how it played out for them in this one much more than I did in The Shadow of the Gods. John Gwynne excels at immersing you in this Norse-inspired world. The level of detail that he goes into to build the world and the characters, even to the smallest actions or the use of words or terms that they use. I know some people don't like the use of some of the terms that he's gone for, such as thought cage, but for me, I really enjoy that because it feels like I'm in Vigorith. I'm in this world, and I think it would just feel weird if it didn't have those details. So I'm really happy to see that John Gwynne continues with that level of depth in The Hunger of the Gods. I also found myself much more invested in the characters this time around. The story, the character development, and the world building balances really well this time. And we also get some revenge. There's a lot of epic battle scenes and some heartbreaking moments in this. There's more exploration of the lore, the world, the creatures in this, and our characters do travel more. Now, I know that not everyone enjoys when there's a lot of travel in books, but for me, this worked because there was never just long, boring pages of people traveling. It was always interactive in some way, and there was always something happening, so I was never bored in the travel scenes. The story itself continues to develop and sets up for book 3, and it does keep a steady pace throughout. I found myself getting lost in the urgency of the characters and their situations, and there were some spots where I did just need to put it down and take a break to process everything that I had read. John Gwynne's passion for this world, the time and care that he's put into developing it is evident. There's so much love in this, and you can really see it. One thing I love about this series is how easy John Gwynne makes it to get my imagination running. The writing style is very fluid for me. It's just easy to picture what he's trying to develop and build with this world. There was one aspect that didn't quite work for me, and I mean, while it was a minor thing and relating more to the characters' relationships, I don't think many people will mind or care while reading it. For me, it just didn't quite hit the mark that I think the author was trying to make with it. And again, it's just minor. So, very small detail. It just didn't quite hit the way I think it was supposed to. Overall, this was a phenomenal sequel. It had bloody battle scenes, captivating characters, an immersive world, and a high stakes story. I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I am very excited to see what happens in the next book of the trilogy. So that is my spoiler-free review for The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and as always, take care of yourselves.